WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis, part of the Memphis Sports Network with 92.9 FM ESPN, ESPN 790 AM.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take a family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
There she comes.
Hey, what a way to start our next segment.
Twirling
here.
over there with Ron
Dancing in
Ron,
the door.
Ron, would you sit down?
Oh, thank you
Ron,
very much for the dance.
Would you sit down, Ron?
Thank you for the
Let
dance,
that lady
Marty.
sit down. Wow.
She's a
This
nice
is the
dancer.
Valentine's weekend
It is the
dance.
Valentine's
That's right.
weekend, and you ought to see Ron over there. I
And
didn't know
have
he
your
could
box
move
of
like
candy
that.
for you, dear.
Well, no, he doesn't. He just has a box. Okay, so
You know, I always
he
love
ate the
dancing
candy.
with Ron.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
dips so well.
he dips well. Yeah, that's what he does. He's known as the big dip.
That's it.
Marty
How are you
Marbry.
guys?
Oh, we're doing great.
good.
West Tennessee tourism and a Valentine's weekend. We've already discussed that many times. I know that Greg has taken care of you, and you've got this huge box of candy already waiting for you, right?
You know what?
Huh?
He better.
Okay, so what are you doing on Valentine's Day? What is your
Let me tell you.
oh,
Here's some great Valentine's Day
yeah.
weekend ideas. And you know what? If you can't get reservations to do any of this stuff this weekend,
Yeah.
you can always buy a gift card for later.
You sure can. So
Oh,
this
wow.
is it. So
Good
let's
deal.
tell us Valentine's weekend from Marty
You know
Marbry.
Here's my deal.
All right.
Head up to Blue Bank Resort.
Oh yeah,
You know,
Mhm.
it's going to be
Mike
food.
Hayes does a great
Whoa,
job
does he?
up at Blue Bank.
Yes.
And have dinner at the Fish House Restaurant. Oh, my stars.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Romantic. The view's beautiful.
Yes.
And let me tell you,
Can he
order
cook?
the bacon-wrapped shrimp.
Absolutely, and
Oh.
get the
It is too
chocolate
nice. I don't
cobbler
know what Mike
afterwards.
does to it, but it is so good.
Hold it. I got to
If
wipe off
that-
the microphone.
you know
I'm
what?
drooling on it. You know, so I'm afraid I'm getting electrocuted here.
Yeah, and you follow that up with the chocolate cobbler.
Move on. Let's move on.
Oh,
Can we move on,
stop.
please? Because it's I'm hungry. Okay, so that's
I'm telling you, we're going to be getting in the car and headed up there in just a few minutes.
Yes,
It
we
sounds
are.
So
Well,
good.
put
I'm
five
going to
dollars.
call
You know
somebody
what?
else to
If you
finish
can't
producing the
make
show.
Greg Ratliff is leaving. We're all heading to Blue Bank. We only got $5 between us, so that ought to get all right. So
That ought to get us up there.
yeah, now
You know
gas.
what? And if you can't make it up to Blue Bank,
Yeah.
here's another idea.
All right.
Surprise her with, and I'm all about made in Tennessee products and made in Tennessee items that you can give as gifts.
Yeah.
Surprise her with a box of either Denstell's candy
Yes.
or Denstell's or Candyland. They're chocolate-covered strawberries.
Oh man, just keep going. I'm just got
that
my
will
eyes
score
shut
you
right
some
now.
big brownie points.
Oh, brownie
You know
point.
what?
Oh, brownie. You even had to throw in a brownie in there too. Okay, golly, come on now. Get off this thing. Get us. I'm
You
starving.
know what? If you can't do any of that,
Yes, just die.
plan a special night later on. Go to the Peabody. Go to, if you've not heard or seen the new bed and breakfast, the Shiloh Chenault bed and breakfast. Shiloh.
Oh, bed and breakfast.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I like them both.
So
I like the
enough
bed and I like the
about
breakfast.
Valentine's. I know you guys have got it covered.
Yes, we do. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah? Okay.
I'm working on
Next
it.
coming up, here's another great Valentine's Day idea.
What?
Buy our tickets to the Mid-South Sports and Boat
There
Show
you
coming
go.
up
Yeah.
February 19th
There
through
you
21st.
go, Marty.
Larry, do you know?
Oh, I'll be there, Marty. You know that.
Yeah.
You
do
know.
you know anybody that could get us all tickets?
Oh, yes, Marty. I can handle all that. Just let me know. Let me know. At the will call window, I am the PA announcer. I am Mr. Mid-South Sports and Boat Show.
There you go.
Today's show.
There you go.
Today's show
So that's
specials
coming
will
up,
include
guys.
a
Get it on
weekend
your
with Marty
calendar.
Marbry at her house. No? Did
At my house.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Here's the next thing.
Okay.
March the 10th
March 10th.
at the Orpheum,
Yep.
Frankie Valley, the original
Ooh.
Jersey Boy.
The originals. Really?
Original. A pop icon. He's here for one night.
One night.
You know, his career with the Four Seasons,
Yes.
as well as his solo
Yeah.
success.
Big girls don't cry.
Hey, I have to tell you, one
They
of
don't
my
cry. Yay, yay. They
Not
don't
only-
cry. Okay, go ahead.
Not only big girls don't cry, but walk like a man.
walk like
Walk
Can't
like a
take
man.
my eyes off of you.
Oh, yeah. I can't
hey,
do that.
I
one.
love all that music.
So when is that? March?
There you
That's
go.
March the 10th.
When
right?
is that?
Be at
March
he's going
10th.
to March the 10th
Okay.
March the 10th? Where?
At the
at
Orpheum.
the Orpheum.
Wow. Okay.
At
Okay.
the Orpheum.
Did you say
Guys,
Frankie Valley or Rudy Valley? I couldn't remember that.
Frankie
Sorry.
Valley.
Okay, Frankie Valley. I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Wow.
I'm not even getting into that conversation.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
But you know what? There's so much to do. Folks talk about it's the dead of winter. It is the beginning
Yes,
of
it
a
is.
great time in West Tennessee.
It is.
Or in the States.
Yes.
Go to www.tnvacation.com. There's more to do than there are days in the week.
Thank you, Marty. We love you. Come back,
Love
Marty.
you guys.
Have a good one.
All right. Happy
Dance
Happy
our way
Valentine's. There she goes, twirling that Dinsel's chocolate strawberry on her nose as she goes
I'll
out the
tell you,
room.
she is so good.
Oh, wow. Oh, my.
She is
How do
so
you
good.
follow that? How does Steve McCadams follow Marty Marbry?
He's lucky.
Do we have a song?
Hey, I'm just lucky. That's right.
Do we have a song for Steve? Like maybe, well, we could do Smoke on the Water. But he doesn't smoke, though. So, hey, Steve
Well, his
McCadams.
boat does.
All right,
Caught
buddy.
in a duck blind or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, Steve McCadams. We all know you, and we know the season is wrapped up. What a season it was. So tell us about the waterfowl season, in your opinion.
Yeah, it was pretty tough in around this area. Kentucky Lake area was pretty tough, Larry, and I think a lot of the region in the 5 or 6 state region overall, I think it was pretty tough for most folks. Duck numbers were down. Flooding occurred after a warm December, and then we got a little cold weather on the very end where ice even entered the picture where it went from one extreme to the other. But
Wow.
overall, I think it was below average for me. It was for a lot of my fellow hunters. And
Yeah.
I talked to a lot of people in 5 or 6 states and stay in touch with biologists and fellow hunters, and I think it was kind of a weird year, you might say. Weird, one of the descriptions I used, but
Yeah,
had a lot of
weird.
ducks here now that the youth hunt's been here this week after things settled down. It seems like the kids have done pretty good, but overall this season I think it was off.
Well, and you've been doing it a while, so you'd rank it up there in the bottom 5%.
I would. I
would.
I sure would. It
Wow.
was just so strange, and I guess like football, you always hope for next year, next season. Next year will be better, we hope, but hopefully we won't have unusually warm temperatures and flooding and all that coinciding, and maybe the stars will be in line a little bit better
I don't
next
know.
year.
El Nino and El Mimo and
Yeah,
all these other
yeah.
things.
You
You
know-
know, there were some exceptions. There always are. There were a
Right.
few guys that had some very good days at times, but it was inconsistent even for those that had good hunting. For the most part, there were a few exceptions. If you had a blind right next to a refuge or something where it held a few ducks, and
Right.
yeah, you killed a few. But if you depended on ebb and flow of movement and migration and things like that, it just didn't happen.
Well, let's talk fishing.
Well,
Let's talk
hopefully
fishing.
this spring
Yeah,
that we do have some high water because high water is good for spawn.
Well, that's what we want to talk to Steve about. He's getting ready to switch gears. I don't know if anybody.
And he's probably already out on the water, right?
Well, I'm sure he's ready for it. And, Steve, early in the show, we mentioned about a meeting that they had at Big Sandy about the mercury levels up there.
Yeah.
What's your take on all that?
Yeah, I was right in the middle of all that. That happened Monday night at Paris Landing State Park.
What's your take on all this, Steve?
Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation has done sampling on the reservoir for many, many years, and they found elevated levels of mercury in largemouth bass. And the reason that the bass have been targeted instead of other fish, the crappie and the bluegill and other game fish are not in the advisory. But the reason for that is that mercury kind of manifests itself in the tissue, muscle tissue of fish more so than it does fat. So catfish and those species that have a lot of fat on them, the mercury doesn't adhere to them like it does in the muscle tissue. And for that reason, largemouth bass are at the top of the food chain, so they are the ones that would bring any levels of mercury in. And they did discover that some of the bass tissue that they found in their sampling exceeded the 3 parts per million level, which is very minute, but anyway, that's the threshold at which EPA has lowered itself to for people, so they'll have more information about how much fish to consume, when to consume them, and just give the public a little more info. So we had that public meeting to try to kind of educate folks and let them know what's going on a little bit, and it is disturbing. I hate to have news like this around the area or anywhere for that matter, but we need to educate the public and let them know a little bit more what's going on, and that's what all this was about. And there's more to come. There's going to be some more sampling done on crappie and other things right now, and no need to worry about crappie and those other species, but it is alarming as to find it in the first place, and what can we do about it? And we're just trying to get the word out and educate the public a little bit more about it.
Well, you're being a biologist from Bethel University. Right. You know the details of this, but you're okay with crappie, right? I mean,
we're good. We're good. Crappie don't have the fat, don't have as much muscular tissue as bass, and the history has shown across the nation that species like crappie and bluegill and other fish just don't harbor the mercury hardly at all. In fact, it's rare to even find elevated levels in that at all. So we're good on that right now.
And that's as we close out here, it's getting time for you. March is a great crappie month.
Crappie time is here. It's just about here. I'm building crappie beds, and this cold weather is going to be in the rearview mirror this week, I'm hoping. And people have got fishing fever. They're ready to get out and go and turn loose. Already been a lot of bass fishing on the lake doing pretty good, and crappie fishing hadn't been bad. Some deep water fish already being taken in those deep main lake ledges as they usually are this time of the year. So we'll see what the spring weather delivers, and hopefully March will not show its ugly face with that heavy wind. The Ides of March have been known to blow your cap off.
Yes, they have. Right. Yes. Well, you have to wear 2 caps. But anyway, how do they get in touch with? Tell them how to get in touch with you, Steve. Book a trip.
Yes, get me at SteveMcCadams.com via my website, and I'll be glad to answer any other questions. It's good to be with you guys again.
All right, Steve. Thank you, buddy. We'll talk to you next month, okay?
Stay in touch, buddy.
Thank you. All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And now, Ron McSwain, you can talk. You can interpret it.
I think he's had a good time.
I think he has too. Let's take a break. Be right back. Close out this show on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.